This does open the door, by the way. It moves the Overton window for President Trump to get very aggressive on pardons out the gate. Now, by the way, he didn't need that kind of signal to do that. But the January 6ers need full pardons. And especially any of the nonviolent January 6ers. I mean, you look at Siaka Massaquoi, who just took a step into the Capitol, boom, facing federal prison time. The praying grandmothers that went on Capitol grounds. Not only that, every active investigation surrounding January 6th needs to be dropped, every single one. And also, there's one thing that should be investigated. How many federal agents were there on January 6th and who planted the pipe bombs? Can we get a pipe bomb investigative czar? Now, I'm not a big fan of special counsels, but can we put Jack Smith on that one? Jack Smith, who planted the pipe bombs? Kamala Harris almost died. You want to talk about a threat to democracy? Imagine if the DNC and the RNC would have blown up on January 6th. That would be a threat to democracy. Who did that? Who planted the pipe bombs? And why has no one been arrested? Why don't we have the cell phone pings to be able to tell who that is? Who is there? The Rising Truth and Reconciliation Commission could look into a lot of these things. Adam Schiff introduced a bill back in 2018 to keep Trump from abusing pardon powers for his family. Where's Adam Schiff now, the new senator from California? Play cut 28.
So the president's pardon of Scooter Libby, Congressman, has inspired you to propose new legislation. What exactly would it do?
What it would do is say that in the event the president pardons anyone in an investigation in which the president is a witness, a subject, or the target, those investigative files will all be turned over to the Congress. The Congress ought to know whether the president is using the pardon power to obstruct justice. The American people have a right to know. I think it is clearly constitutional. It doesn't prohibit him from granting a pardon, even a pardon he shouldn't grant. But it does say that we will be able to at least find out whether the president is using this power to shield himself from liability.
It offers transparency at the very least.
Transparency. I am curious. Our resident historian Blake can do this. Is this the first family presidential pardon in American history? Like immediate father-son, father-daughter. It's not? Okay, there have been others. Oh, Bill Clinton did. I didn't know he pardoned his daughter. I didn't know that. Oh, he pardoned his brother. Okay. Has anyone pardoned their not just their kids? I know that Trump pardoned Jared Kushner's dad. It's interesting. Email us as always, freedom@charliekirk.com, and subscribe to our podcast. And yeah, it was technically Clinton's half-brother, I think was the closest. President Trump, day one, has a mandate to issue mass pardons and commutations across the board. And if you read Joe Biden's description as to why he did this, he says, oh, no one really trusts the Department of Justice. Interesting, Joe Biden. Your Department of Justice is the one that went after Donald Trump to try to throw him in prison for 700 years. You went around saying that nobody is above the law. And again, I mean, a father has to look after his son. I tweeted that immediately. It doesn't get me as fired up on the actual action of doing it. It's a bad look, no doubt. It smells of corruption. Hunter Biden is a stone-cold criminal. But you can't fault a father for looking after his son. You can't. However, you can fault a president for desecrating the office of the presidency. And both those things can mutually be true. In the next segment, I'm going to dive into the Kash Patel appointment because it plays into this. We don't trust our systems of justice. We're going to go back into the history of the FBI and what they have become. And who is Kash Patel? Kash has probably come on our show 50 times. And I pushed really, really hard to get him to be FBI director. We pushed really hard. And now we got to get him across the finish line. Not only do we not have trust in the FBI, if you are a Christian, if you are a Catholic, if you are a person of faith, if you go to school board meetings, if you are a conservative, we actively fear the FBI. We fear the knock on the door of the secret police, jamming down your door and taking you away and going through all of your items, possibly putting you in jail. That's what the FBI has become.